Yeah, that part.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Man, my brother been...
LeVar, do you have any update on Leandro?
No.
Senseless. You have a young mother.
Which one?
Play that Tyrese one, see how the Tyrese one sound. I chopped that.
Don't take my baby, please. Don't take my baby. I just want my baby. I just want my baby. What you doing?
Hey, that's my love and sex. That's my love and sex.
Man, you better say that shit for love and sex. You how? Hey, we not streaming on YouTube right now. We was, but it's a live stream offline. Offline. Why you don't have it on the Facebook?
And it went live. Oh.
No, I'm talking to Cam, the TV on the Facebook. I like seeing myself on the big screen. Yeah, I'm carpal tunnel.
All I do is type.
Oh, there you go.
Testing.
Was that your sexy voice?
1, 2, 3.
Y'all ready?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We stay ready.
Oh, you gonna have the castle with us sitting in the thrones backdrop. Never mind.
They got the Dallas, Texas backdrop or the BLOC.
Where's the itinerary? They gave me the real game.
Oh, shit. We ready? You are now listening to The BLOC on VillaCoolRadio.com with your host, Stefani Love, Prince Neutron, Vet, and yours truly, that beautiful chocolate man, Blacc.
We made the impossible look easy, but cheesy. I'll never leave my block, my niggas need me. My block, where everything is everything for cheesy. My block, we probably done it all, homie, believe me. My block, we made the impossible look easy, for cheesy. I'll never leave my block, my niggas need me.
All right, good morning. I am your girl, Stefani Love. You are now tuned in to The BLOC. We're on episode 11. Thank you guys for waking up with us every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. With me, I have my faithful member, co-host, Blizzity Blacc. What's
Blizzity
up,
Blacc is in the building.
He's in the building.
Blacc on the block.
All right, and then as you guys see, we have a guest host with us today. Many of you, he's always a part of the show every Saturday, but you don't actually see him. And this is our one and only super producer. He's the one
SP.
that... Go ahead.
Hey,
Say
what's
up.
good, City? What's good, City? What's good, Blacc?
What's up
I
with it?
appreciate you, Stefani Love. I appreciate you, Blizzity Blacc, for letting me sit in with you today. I hope we have a wonderful show.
We will.
Already.
So everybody, super producer Cam King is the one who makes this show. He keeps us on time. He keeps us on track. He's responsible for the little drops that you hear. So now you can put a name with a face. But as you all know, last week we had a challenge going on between Blacc and super producer Cam King. Blacc was known as Mr. Put the Beers Down, and Cam King was known as Mr. One-Eyed 40-year-old.
Excuse me, Steph, I should now be called Mr. It's All in the Risk.
Oh, shit. We weren't even supposed to bring this up.
Throughout the show, we're going to show you highlights from last week's game. I did tell y'all that they were going to 25 points, but these guys only made it to 10.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you who the winner is just yet. I want you to follow all the highlights that we're going to show during the commercial breaks. Kind of come to your own conclusion, and at the end, I will announce the winner. It was hilarious. How are you guys feeling this week? Did y'all have any pain, or how are you feeling?
Nah, I'm good. I ain't had no pain. I was chilling.
Well, that's the young buck. I'm a little bit older, Stefani. So yeah, for the next few days, I had a little muscle soreness.
He had to get his arthritis refill.
You need some Bengay.
Already.
All right, so stay tuned for that. I do want to remind you guys that we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and also Twitch. We have added this week. We now have our app available on Google Play. So not only Google Play, but you have iTunes and Amazon, guys. The BLOC is continuing to grow. We wouldn't be able to do it without you guys.
Indeed.
So please continue to come and visit us every Saturday. We want to thank our Facebook listeners. We want to thank the listeners on the internet radio side that's listening on VillaCoolerRadio.com. We definitely appreciate you.
So you just gonna take my job?
Yeah, because you in your phone.
I'm inviting people on Facebook.
Okay, then.
So this is my job. Let me do my job.
Okay, go ahead.
Shout out to the Facebook listeners. We love y'all. And now, you know what? I'm going to holler at the YouTube listeners, too, because that's going to be my job, too. Hey. Shout out, YouTube. Let us get a whole bunch of views.
Indeed.
Now you can go.
All right.
Monetize our life.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into our first topic on the table. Very devastating news, so we want to go ahead and just get this one over with so that we could just remain lit all throughout the show. Right. As you all know, on Sunday, there was a terrible tragedy that went on, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty bad.
There was at least 26 people who were killed and 20 wounded after a Texas massacre at a church. A gunman decided to dress in tactical gear, and he opened up fire in a church right outside of San Antonio on Sunday. These people were just doing their normal Sunday traditions, going to church, not knowing that this would happen, but it happened. The gunman was 26 years old, known by the name of Devin Patrick Kelly. It unfolded about 11:30 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, which is about 30 miles outside of San Antonio. There was fatalities ranging in the ages of 5 to 72 years old. One of those people that was killed was actually the pastor's daughter. The pastor and his wife were away visiting another church, but I guess their daughter may have still attended with some other members, and she was also killed. Her name was Annabelle. The youngest was 5, the oldest was 72. It was a horrible tragedy. I do want to shout out to the brave citizen that stood up and shot the shooter at least 2 times before he drove off and end up self-inflicting gun wound, and that's how he got killed. So there's a lot of details that went on, and hopefully we'll get on to some of the details throughout this discussion. But there has been a lot of discussions about should there be security like metal detectors and people with guns in churches now that things like this is starting to happen? This is about the second church shooting that we've had in less than 2 years. So I want to see how you guys feel.
Well, I feel like, I hate to fact check you, but the youngest killed was unborn because there was a woman that was pregnant, and then there was also a 1-year-old that was killed. Yes. But how I feel about it sucks because when you go to church, you feel like that's a place of worship and a place where you're safe. It's sacred, you know what I'm saying? And for somebody to, hit you with an AK while you trying to worship the Lord and stuff, like that's unfortunate. And it makes people start to not believe because it's on some stuff like, why would God allow that to happen? But it's really unfortunate. I don't think we should get any more security in churches. Maybe give the ushers some pistols or something. Okay. I mean,
well, then that would be security.
Yeah, it would be, but they're the doorkeepers, right? Right. So, you come in busting, like, their head usher might bust you, you know what I'm saying, right on top. But
well, let me step in here.
You got
it. That's a good idea in theory. I'm just against a gunfight at anybody's doorstep, whether it be a school, and you have a security guard at the school with a weapon who's prepared to handle a situation like that. Who's to say that you just don't have a gunfight between two people there? It just kind of escalates at that point. Kind of going back to the question raised, Stephanie, about security, specifically at the door. I think in today's technological age, I guess I want to say, for lack of better words, I think that there is some kind of way that you can come up with a new age metal detector that it's installed somewhere as you go through the doors of these buildings. I think you just have to get smart if you want to talk about security and feeling safe at these public places. I don't know that here in America, the home of the brave, land of the free, I think it kind of undermines that concept to always have to have someone toting a pistol for security and I know this is where we're at in this day and time, but if you want to kind of circumvent that, get smart with it. Put some metal detectors on the door that are concealed and don't take away from the cosmetics of the structure or whatnot, but get smart with it.
Well, the only thing about metal detectors though is that it detects metal. It doesn't detect guns. You know what I'm saying? So, well, you got them old people coming in with them screws in their hips and their screws in their legs. I dig it. And the metal detector gonna go off. And now you got Deacon Jones on the ground over here because he done got a hip replaced last week. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I wish that, like, somebody said in our comments that nothing is sacred anymore. And that's very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things that you should hold and keep sacred, but if there's a way, like maybe the airport security thing with the air, I don't know, but then that's
kind of where I was going, where it detects only the gun or some gunpowder. Or something that's what I think. Gun,
if you can do a gunpowder test.
Right. And so let's go back to A.F. Cooper, Aisha Cooper. She made a good point that he actually started shooting from the outside of the church. So metal detectors would not even protect it. But upon just researching this whole story and following the news in the media, there are churches now starting to come together to there's going to be a church in Dallas. I forgot the name of it, but it's a mega church, and they're going to be hosting a seminar that all churches, all members can come to, and the discussion will be about how to keep their congregations safe and the methods that they can take. I mean, it might have to go to the extent of pastors having pistols in the pulpit, or I mean, I'm sorry, but these are people who have to go, who have family.
Get down, y'all. Let me get him back there.
Like, nobody was strapped up or ready for what they faced.
Well, you know what? That's also one of the laws, because it's illegal to have a pistol or weapon inside of a church. That's illegal.
Right.
And so
another thing I wanted to focus on that we didn't get enough time to focus on, but maybe after the commercial break we can come right back to it for a brief moment. But upon my research on this story, like I said, there's a lot of details that comes with this, and I strongly believe that this event could have been avoided if the proper protocols were taken years ago when it came to this man. And I've learned that he escaped from a mental facility. I learned that he spent 12 months in confinement for assaulting his wife and cracking the skull of his stepson. And none of this stuff. He even went to a base that he was stationed at after putting out threats that he was come and kill them. He returned there with assault rifles to carry out the threats that he had made, but he was stopped. But none of this was reported to the database, where if he would have went and purchased these guns, he would not have been able to purchase them. So we're going to stop right there, and we're going to probably come back to that. And I want to know y'all's opinion.
Yeah.
Should the Air Force be held responsible for that?
Gotcha.
And so we're going to go to a quick break, guys. And then I have something for you at the end of this commercial.
Hey everyone, I've got a fashion insider for all my ladies who know the importance of accessorizing their attire. And even for my fellas out there balling on a budget but still want their woman looking lovely. Let's be real, even the costume gotta be cute and on point, right? Well, Paparazzi Accessories got you covered. With an assortment of durable, nickel and lead-free, aesthetically appealing to the eye, rings, necklaces, bracelets, and more. So go show Miss Lisa Turner some love and support. Check her out on Facebook at LTurner88, on Instagram at Lisa Turner, or hit up her website at paparazziaccessories.com.
What up, riders? This is your main man's Cal B. Easy.
And your boy, Big Marcus.
Man, we are hosts of the hottest, dopest sports show in the world. The Real Game, the game inside of the game.
Man, you can check us out live every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on VillaCoolerRadio.com.
And you can also download our podcast 24/8 on VillaCoolerRadio.com and Google Play.
Man, we out this bitch.
Man, it's love some.
Hey, what's good, yo? It's your man, Cam King. Hey, be sure you tune in and vibe out to the sexiest hour on internet radio. That's the Fabric Extent, which airs every day from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, around baby making hour from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, and then you know what? Right after that, you can turn up with your man, since I host the hippest playlist on the planet. That's the Hip Hop Timeline, every day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All exclusively on the VillaCoolerRadio.com. For fans of music, let's go.
That's Record.
Yeah.
That left.
Foul.
Oh! Right, Scratch. I don't know if we can make this look good even with editing it.
Oh!
Man. What's up, y'all? This is Alicia Keys, keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the VillaCoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
I can't hear myself.
There you go.
Am I live? All right. We back, and I'm Blacc.
Already.
All right, so Blacc likes to take over, as you know, but we're gonna let you know who won the end of this challenge.
Did you see that shot?
Are we done with the shot? With this?
Did you see that shot?
Yeah, that was the first shot of the tournament last week. The BLOC's tournament versus Mr. Put the Beers Down. Also versus.
It's all in the wrist.
It's all in the wrist.
Nigga,
that
want
was
to change
the
my name.
first shot from Blacc. We're gonna come with another clip at the next break, and then we'll, at the end we'll just keep it going, and we're gonna let you know who the winner was. But I kind of want y'all to pay attention to those and kind of tell me who you think won. But we're gonna move right along. We're gonna keep the show rolling. What do we got next? We got
the dollar store killer.
Okay, so the next topic on the table is I wanted to go ahead and get all these sad ones just out the way. As y'all all know, some of you may not know, but Stefani Love's gonna bring you up to date. There was a $25,000 reward put out for the arrest of the person who murdered a Dollar General clerk who was a mother of 6 children. She was killed during a robbery. The video shows her name was Gabrielle Simmons. The video shows that she cooperated with the person who was robbing the store. She gave them everything that they wanted. And according to the investigators, that possibly the shot to her chest could have been an accident. But hey, it's not really considered an accident because one, you should not have been robbing someone in the beginning, right?
Correct.
So, she was murdered, shot in the chest, and a couple of days later, they did find out that it was a young man who had killed her, and he was, only 15 years old.
15.
Wow.
He was only 15 years old. I do want to point out that Keys to the Street is kind of like, they make a joke that you can investigate a murder through Keys to the Street. Come to find out, I don't know if it's true, but hey, you never know. They have stated that this 15-year-old boy was homeless because his mother was strung out on drugs. So some people are like, yes, we think that he should pay for what he did, but under the circumstances, I guess they're saying that he had to fiend for himself, which I'm not for that. I'm just putting out what the details are and the opinions of the people out there.
Right.
I think that this little boy was headed down the wrong road, and eventually it caught up with him. And hey, you live that life, you got to be willing to pay the consequences.
Real quick, I'll jump in. It's tragic story, obviously. I didn't know that he was 15 years old.
Yeah.
When I originally was told or heard about the story, I kind of heard it that same way, that it was kind of like an accident, that he maybe when he was taking the bag and running off, he accidentally hit the gun or the trigger and it went off, or that type of deal. No excuse. There is no justifying the act whatsoever. Just senseless. I mean, we can delve into it and kind of pick it apart, but at the end of the day, the guns, we're probably going to talk about it all show, but the guns are the ultimate problem. But there is no justification for what he did. He should probably, if he's 16, they'll probably try him as an adult, and they probably should, despite your situation. I don't know if the gun armed robbery is the end solution.
Super producer. Let me tell you something. It's not the gun that killed that lady. It was that boy.
Correct.
And
it's
not. I wouldn't even say the gun laws that allowed that boy to get a gun, because obviously he's not old enough to own a pistol. He's not even old enough to own a shotgun.
Right.
And it's. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Here we go. So I had a gun stolen from me, and I'm pretty sure it was some high school kids, doing that carjacking shit, and it's things like that allow children, like literally children and juveniles, to get weapons in their possession.
I understand.
And you know, I've been approached a few times on some. Hey, you want to buy this? Look, I got this $100. Only got a body on it. Ain't got no bodies on it. Whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't think the gun laws can.
And I totally agree. And when I brought up the guns and said that it's the problem, it was I was really pointing towards the easy accessibility of getting a gun is the problem.
How is it easy for a 15-year-old to get a gun?
You just said it. You just
by stealing it.
No,
by stealing it.
I'm sure that it's someone out there that's giving these 15-year-old guns. I mean, this is the world that we live in, and as Lynn Harper said, yes, murder is wrong, and yes, consequences are real. But when do we question a system that creates a 15-year-old murder? And at the end of the day, I strongly believe that it starts at home.
Well, he didn't have a home.
But so at the end of the day, it's time for parents to start standing up. I just posted a post yesterday, and it really resonated with me that it's so much going on in this world today that our Black youth do not need to be put out of homes before they're 18 years old. Like, that has to stop. Like, there's no way that a kid can make the right choices if you're putting them out of their home. Now, I know that there's some situations where that might have to, but guys, like, we got to figure out a different way to do this. If we're going to sit here and try to say Black Lives Matter, and we're going to try to sit here and fight against the NFL and the unjust that's going on with the police officers, like, we got to start at home. And I don't know how much clearer that can get.
I don't know. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I don't know how many parents, like how many Black parents actually just put their child out at 18. And I hear that, but I was put out at 17. Not put out, because my mama would never put me out. I can go back to my mama's house today if I wanted to. But I graduated high school at 17. And so now I'm out of the house because I'm in college. And that's generally what I feel like parents try to push for versus, oh, you're 18, you graduated high school, you need to get out of my house. But I have heard cases of it, so I don't know the ratio of who's getting kicked out, who's moving out, or, you know, who's going to college.
Oh, and I agree with you, and I also agree with you, Steph. I do believe that it does ultimately start in the home with the parents. So you have these instances just like this one where he didn't have maybe that type of opportunity to get that tutelage and that rearing coming up. So that kind of negates that part of it, right? So then the question was raised, when do we start looking at the system? And so so getting to that point, the system is there, ready for you to fall in all of its traps and pitfalls when you don't have that mental capacity to make the correct decision even at a young age. It's there waiting for you. So whether you understand that or not, that's how it is. And the system is not, to wrap it up, it's not there to baby you or rehabilitate you in any kind of way.
It's not for us.
Right.
Bro, what was that word you used? You said tutelicious?
Tutelage.
Tutelage. Okay.
Tutelage.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Tutelicious.
Already.
Somebody Google that for me.
Our intern super producer has told us to wrap
Doing
it
a
up.
good job.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go ahead and get into some fly shit. Hit it.
It's the BLOC, and this is that fly shit.
We just some young fly niggas.
All right, so this week's fly shit, I'm gonna talk to my ladies. I'm going to switch it up. I know every week we kind of talk about what you can do in relationships and blah, blah, blah. But hey, there's some women who want to be fly and some men who want to be fly that aren't just even really in a relationship. So I'm going to speak to you guys today. And I'm going to give you 15 valuable pieces of advice for female hustlers.
All right.
The source came from complex.com. The advice actually comes from Goodard, who got her start as a party promoter in Tampa, Florida, but later launched a marketing agency. It was very interesting. It actually taught me some things when I was reading it as I'm getting into a new journey of my life with the radio show and the brand that I'm trying to create for Stefani Love. Goodard is known for 1 a.m. vibe parties that bring out bold-faced names like Wiz Khalifa, Future, and many more. Goodard sat down with Complex.com and she shared 15 lessons she learned on her path to success. I would only name 5 of them because we don't have that much time, but you can be sure to visit Complex.com for the full interview and all 15 of her lessons. So number 1 is peep game early. You may realize after getting started that there is more money to be made. So make sure you peep that game early. I'm telling you, my brain, I was just telling myself, my brain keeps going. I really don't get any sleep. Like, I wake up in my sleep thinking of new ideas and new ways that I can make money. And hey, I peeped it early. I seen what I have, what the platform is that I'm on right now, and the levels that it can take me. Number 2 is be extra loud with your work. Staying quiet will get you nowhere. Spread the word about what you have going, but also let your word speak for itself. And with that, I want to say that in this journey that I have come upon, I have come to realize that a lot of your friends will say they support you, but they will barely hit the like button. They will barely hit the share button. They will barely any of my friends have done that. But shout out to the ones who have been supportive.
Make sure y'all like and share.
Bill Crab in the bucket.
But then number 3 is be a game changer. Number 4 is love what you do. Work hard, but be sure to love what you do. It's important to succeed. And number 5 is my favorite.
What's that?
Be a boss.
Already.
Don't just talk the talk, but also walk the walk. Now stay tuned to the block. Make sure y'all stay tuned to Stefani Love, the brand that's being created. I am taking off. This time next year, we're gonna. You choking?
Are you all right, bro?
A lie?
That's how he was last week on the court, basketball court. Talking about I'm the old man. You need a lung transplant over there, bro?
It's the block. And this is
what was that?
Fly shit.
All right, so we're gonna jump into a quick song real quick, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned to the block. Let's go.
Be right back.
What up, what up? It's your boy Jay-Z.
Yo, this is Ludacris, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Alicia Keys, keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the VillaCoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
Beautiful music, man. I just need y'all to vibe with me. I'm on this PVO.
Now listen to the smooth sounds of Rick and Patty's music.
Yeah. Just rock with me, man. Yeah. Kobe Savage, Villa Cooler. Let's go. This is less of me and more of you. No time for sleeping, we got more to do. Hit the studio, record a few. Yeah. This my poetry, my ghetto truth. I ain't never had nothing but some bad breaks. Facts. It's bad at the bottom when you out of cake. Facts. It's bad when your problems overcome your faith. Don't ever let that happen. Keep your focus straight. Yeah. I'm focused like LeBron on the one they hate. If that paper about to come, tell it underlay. Yeah. My family looking at me like what's on the plate. Time for pop to make a run all across the state. Could you imagine me with Bun making speakers shake? I couldn't either. Don't feel bad. Call it God's grace. Truly it takes 2, tell them ride bass. Yeah, it's me and the Most High who won't violate. And vibing with my wise guys, we wide awake. Cover my blind side, we the spy snakes. I see I'm covered cause I survived, I could've died, babe. No walking with false pride, only God saves.
When I looked inside, there I found the key. I had been given every single thing I need. I just had to find a way to hold on to my faith. Know that I can only grow if I change.
Everything around me just ride the work against me. Facts. But I'm loyal to this cause like I'm dirty whiskey. Facts. I'm really from the dirt and only God can cleanse me. The devil know my weaknesses, she trying to tempt me. I'm dodging out on time, staying extra busy. I'm writing extra rhymes, my grind grizzly. And Lord knows I keep my mind on mine. Might not pull up when I call, but he's right on time. I'm back up in the building, ain't I? Say hello to who flow like a picture painter. And I treat everyone the same, we all ain't rich and famous. But we all have suffered pain, baby, we ain't strangers. I'm like that baby who came out the major. They got prices on my head, but I feel no danger. It's crazy when you piece of shit from different angles. Be careful what you speak, we entertaining angels.
When you look inside, there you'll find the key. You have been given everything you need. You just have to find a way to hold on to your faith. Know that you can only grow when you change. When we look inside, there we'll find the key. We have been given everything we need. We just have to find a way to hold on to our faith. Know that we can only grow when we change.
Bricks.
Jump shots are going to start up after about 10 seconds. Jump shots had to take one shot. I got this.
Oh!
Yeah! King.
This is Alicia Keys keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the VillaCoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. What's up? What was that?
They're showing another clip.
No, they not.
Oh,
See?
Okay, I'm lost. But
You don't
with
know what
that,
technology
that was the first shot of super producer Cam King, also known as It's All in the Wrist. Last week he was known as the one-eyed 40-year-old. All right, so that was the second clip of Cam's first shot. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next topic on the table. And who are we gonna talk about?
I just want my kids. Don't take my baby, please. Don't take my baby. I just want my baby. I just want my baby.
All right, so guys, as y'all know, the internet has been taking Tyrese down.
The internet is undefeated.
I want to say Tyrese probably took the biggest L in 2017.
Come on, bro. You guys do better, bro.
Last week I was supporting you, Tyrese, beautiful chocolate, man.
Hey, you better stop giving people my name.
And then the fact that you were crying made you even more beautiful. But damn,
That you don't think that made him more sexy?
No,
Men
I love
aren't
a man
allowed
who-
to cry.
I love a
Step
man
in
who
love.
cries. Like,
But
let's evolve.
not on Tyrese, huh?
Evolve.
Hey, you better stop giving my title away.
But according to last weekend, it had came out that Tyrese went live on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, one of them, and he said that Jada and Will Smith gave him $5 million. He wrote a long thank you post. Just basically said that they gave him $5 million to stay off of social media. However, he went to social media to tell us that they gave him $5 million.
Write that check.
But he had to recant and he had to delete.
He straight up lied, Steph. Come on, keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, he stated that he had not received the money yet.
Oh, technicality.
Sources of Jada and Will have stated that they have not given him $5 million and that they're really concerned for his mental health.
Already.
I mean, I'm just at a loss for words because Tyrese, I was rooting for you.
Right,
so
right.
I want to know,
Not
do
a good
y'all
look.
think that this man, I mean, how do y'all feel? Like, I still root for him because I believe that black fathers should fight for their kids like this. That is not what I'm going against. What I'm going against is Tyrese. Now it just seems like you are spiraling out of control. And someone needs to grab a hold to him and get him back on the right track. Because you're going to just let all your talent and all that stuff just go to waste. And I don't want to see that for you.
I feel like not only is he spiraling out of control, he's trying to build publicity. Because
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Any publicity is good publicity, even bad publicity.
I call it publicity stunting.
Yeah, stunting. Like, bro, you doing all this, you crying, bro. Like I said last week, if you're going to cry about your baby, like, cry about it to your mama. Cry about it to your baby mama.
Right.
I mean, really, even cry about it to your homeboys. You know what I'm saying? You don't just pull out a phone and start going live on Instagram or something like that, talking about, I just want my babies and crying, bro. Like, you trying to get attention, bro. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And he said he broke. He posted a video that said, I'm broke.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this money.
Right.
But in reality, it's like, okay, now we see. Like, you posted a video saying you broke.
Right.
We see that you trying to get your money. What did the Fast and the Furious do to you?
Right.
Like, what?
It's a $1 billion franchise.
Did you not get no money from that?
Plus
you been in like, like you done been in, at least 4 of the Fast and Furious movies.
Right.
Bro, calm down. Sit down somewhere.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it. I'm kind of torn. First of all, I don't want my babies. I don't want to discredit the story if it is a true, legit story. If he's in a true, legit fight for his daughter, I honor the fact that he has always had his daughter in his life. He's been on social media for a long time now. So yeah, I'm kind of torn. I don't know if he's publicity stunting, like I like to call it, like a lot of these celebrities do, just to gain or maintain their relevance, so to speak. And this may just be a little bit of that, but like I said, and kind of throw it, in a different direction real quick. They mentioned the mental stability or instability of Tyrese, possibly. I'd like to get you guys' opinion on this, and I'll throw my 2 cents. I like to conspiracy everything, right? So I call if this is like a serious thing and he has a problem, he may have the baby boy syndrome.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
And we all know kind of what the baby boy syndrome would be. And real quick, I'll throw it to y'all. We have a name coined to it now. It's called, I wrote it down, PTSS, post-traumatic slavery syndrome.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Stephanie.
And so I'll throw it to y'all because I don't want to talk a bunch, but yeah, what y'all think about that? The mental instability possible. This may be in the case for this guy.
I think that there's some mental instability here. Yeah.
He's crazy. He crazy. That's
yeah,
about it. Right. Bottom line, he crazy.
I mean, I'm crazy, but like
right.
I'm not about
We all crazy.
I'm not about to do that shit. It's just kind of like you have the money to get help if you need help type shit. Like he say he broke, but I broke. I mean, his broke ain't I broke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I think that when people are not stable in their mind and they're dealing with mental disorders, like
they don't seek help.
He doesn't think that what he's doing is wrong. No matter how much we come at him and we tell him that what you're doing, he's not in that mental space to where he can be like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all right. Let me bring it back down. No, I think that Tyrese has just went out of control, and he's going to really have to hit rock bottom. Maybe it may mean, I think that him going to social media and really just putting all this out there, it's going to hit home to where he might not even be able to see his daughter at all.
Can he still sing?
Yeah, I'm sure he can still sing.
Oh, well, why don't he drop an album? Because The Rock said his last album was trash.
But he's not in the his mentality is not to where he can do an album.
Sweet lady, would you be mine?
Say, Tyrese got some cuts, baby. He got some hits.
Hey, oh, that Zodiac sign shit. That was my shit.
So where we at? Okay, so we're at the end. We're gonna go ahead and close that, and we're gonna get into.
Hey, shout out to the intern producer.
Shout out to the intern producer. He has us on time.
No, he got us ahead of time.
Yeah, he got us ahead of
time. We went from 5 minutes to 2 minutes.
We're going to go ahead and get into a quick commercial break. Remember, we're going to show the third clip of the highlights from last week's game. These guys said that they talked a lot of shit, and they said that they were going to go to 25 points. These two could not make it past 10.
We had to do the other show.
I'm just going to put it there.
Hadn't touched the ball in 10 years.
Me neither.
Right.
Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, I've got a fashion insider for all my ladies who know the importance of accessorizing their attire. And even for my fellas out there balling on a budget but still want their woman looking lovely. Let's be real, even the costume gotta be cute and on point, right? Well, Paparazzi Accessories got you covered. With an assortment of durable, nickel and lead-free, aesthetically appealing to the eye, rings, necklaces, bracelets, and more. So go show Miss Lisa Turner some love and support. Check her out on Facebook at LTurner88, on Instagram at Lisa Turner, or hit up her website at paparazziaccessories.com.
What up, riders? This is your main man's Cal B. Easy.
And your boy, Big Marcus.
Man, we are hosts of the hottest, dopest sports show in the world. The real game, the game inside of the game.
Man, you can check us out live every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on VillaCoolerRadio.com.
And you can also download our podcast 24/8 on VillaCoolerRadio.com and Google Play.
Man, we out this bitch.
Man, it's love sweet.
Hey, what's good, Joe? It's your man, Cam King. Hey, be sure you tune in and vibe out to the sexiest hour on internet radio. That's the Fabric Extent, which airs every day from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, around baby making hour from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, and then you know what? Right after that, you can turn up with your man, since I host the hippest playlist on the planet. That's the Hip Hop Timeline, every day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All exclusively on the VillaCoolerRadio.com. For fans of music, let's go.
Oh shit! Come on, Blacc, show him something. Show me something. Oh, he get his own rebound. Oh,
Okay.
Do you want it? Oh shit! Take him. Man, stop shooting that broke ass jumper, man.
Jumper.
There you go with that broke ass jumper.
Don't do all that, Blacc. Blacc, you took back.
Here we go.
All right, so we're back, and that clip was as y'all seen, Blacc made none of his
That
shots.
was terrible,
I'm sorry.
Blacc.
That was
Hey,
terrible.
hey,
Horrible for someone who says that. Oh wait, but your friends did say that they never seen you play.
Oh, I hate you.
Sorry.
Oh, I hate you.
Sorry.
Could have built a small
Yeah.
house out
Like,
there
what
with
happened,
all the bricks,
Blacc?
baby.
So did you make any shots?
Yeah, I made
see.
shots.
We'll see. Okay, we'll see.
What you mean? Did I make shots?
I'm gonna let y'all know who won this tournament last week between
It's like asking if I'm black.
and
That's
Blacc.
an easy one.
This is the demeanor of okay. So we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna go ahead and go to the LiAngelo Ball story where him and two other UCLA teammates were arrested in China for shoplifting at the Louis Vuitton store. They wanted some Louis, so they decided to walk into the Louis Vuitton store in China and try to steal. Yeah, steal. So they were arrested in China, they were held, and then they were let go, but they are under strict conditions to remain in their hotel room. They cannot leave. It could be weeks, it could be months before we even know what's going to happen to these young men, if they're going to have to face any time in jail, any repercussions. We all had agreed during our production meeting that China is known for having strict laws, especially when it comes to shoplifting. They're very, very. They put the arm down. I mean, they hammer it, like the guy on that commercial.
We ain't gonna call his name because he ain't pay us.
Yeah. So.
And I want to say, Steph, that you can get caned over there. Remember that incident?
Yeah.
The caning incident a few
Yeah.
years back?
It's
You
bad.
don't
Like,
mess around with that.
But according to LeVar Ball, LeVar Ball, he has stated that although LiAngelo is in this legal limbo, that there's really nothing that we should be worried about. We're making a big deal out of it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm not worried about him anyway.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I'm worried because, this is y'all's. You could eventually go to the NBA, right? You're in school, and you're just gonna throw away just because you want to go shoplift. And LiAngelo Ball, I don't think you really have to even go shoplift.
You
right?
don't. Your brother's in the NBA.
Right.
Your brother's in the NBA. He can buy you a Louis bag if you need it. It ain't no point.
Right.
But I feel like it's more the thrill. Like it's the thrill of taking it.
Yeah.
Where you did it in the wrong country. Like in the very you were better off doing that shit in Beverly Hills or in LA or something, because you might get a slap on the wrist. You might be able to just bail yourself out. But in China, they take that very seriously. They don't play about that stealing stuff. Because people work hard for their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't do that.
It very well may have been for the thrill. I'll go for that. Sometimes I think growing up, I knew a couple of people who would go to a store and would steal out the store simply because they were just trying to keep up with everybody else. And I'm talking about like when I was in high school or something like that, where he's basically in that age range where your parents are still taking care of you. You're kind of privileged coming up. You've always had nice things, and then you get to a point where you kind of like in between adult and kid, and so then those frivolous types things like some Gucci slippers or Gucci shades. Maybe aren't necessary or as important when you're in college. Of course, you're trying to get your education. You're just trying to make it to the next level. But you still get caught up in trying to be hip just like everybody else and fly just like everybody else. And it's not an excuse or justification, but perhaps he's like one of those kids that I knew growing up who just get caught up in having to live that lifestyle. So you go in there and you steal some Gucci whatever when you don't even have to.
It wasn't Gucci, it was Louis.
Or Louis, whatever.
Yeah, you better get the names right.
Bad,
you on our show.
My bad.
But unfortunately for him, affluenza isn't a thing in China. They don't respect that.
Right.
Because they work. They work hard.
Like I said, not excusing. I'm just
Can't excuse it. It's some young dumb shit, really.
Yeah, indeed.
It's some young dumb shit, and LeVar Ball saying that it's not a big deal. I feel like that's just him trying to downplay it. Like, it's gonna be a big deal when he over there in the Chinese jail for 3 years,
right?
And he ain't eating nothing but rice every day,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And like his hopes of making it to the NBA are crushed because of this. You know what I'm saying? Like because he wasn't really expected to just make it to the NBA. Like there was a chance, but he wasn't expected to make it. Right. And like I said, he's privileged enough to where he could have asked his brother or his daddy, like, "Hey, pops, I need this, I need that. Send me the money, send me the bread."
Right.
What you got to say about it, Stephanie?
Kids will be kids.
It's a grown man.
I'm sorry.
It's a grown man.
Yeah,
I think that it is a big deal. Upon the research of this topic, the authorities have up to 37 days to decide whether they want to pursue a case against these young men. And in China, the conviction rate is more than 99%.
Whoa.
And punishment would be based on many factors, like including merchandise value. And we know that Louis Vuitton can be very expensive. The players' cooperation would be one of the factors considered. And then also if they appear to be repentant.
What?
Repentant.
What? She said it depends on if they're a reptile or not.
No, repentant. I think that means like.
Were they Gucci snake slippers?
So I hope that we don't have to make this a big deal. I hope that these guys are just, that they're let go and they learn from this mistake. But then, hey, we never know. So we're going to just stay tuned.
People do make mistakes.
Yeah, people make mistakes.
Some of them are dire.
Yeah. So hey, we'll just see how this turns out. We'll revisit this later on.
Maybe he was trying to be sexy for his lady.
Maybe. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into some love and sex.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see. Nice segue.
Let's talk love and sex.
Witty that.
Shouts out to Yvette. Hope you're doing well. So I'm going to do the love and sex segment for today.
We've never had a man.
Already.
They wouldn't let me do it.
Already.
Bonnets and t-shirts.
Right, we need a little sophistication, you know what I'm saying, with it. So what I wanted to come with today is I wanted to give some quick, brief, but concise ways on how to set the ambience for your lady. And this is for all the fellas out there. We all know the classic, let's go get something to eat, baby, go get a movie, and then let's go to the house and knock some boots. But sometimes your woman wants a little bit more than that, right? So
you said knock boots.
Yeah, that's the point of love and sex, right? That you with your woman at the end of the night, we want to knock boots, right?
But you said knock boots.
Yeah, you too young. You don't remember H-Town, the song?
I know the song. I'm just saying you showing your age because you said knock boots. I'm sorry. Boots. This is your segment.
My bad.
This is your segment.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Let me
you got it.
Get to my examples here. Okay, so some quick ways to set the ambiance. My ex taught me a little something when I was with her. I'll admit. She said, she called me and told me I want to be made love to throughout the day. Right. So what she was meaning by that is, hey, I can give her a little call at some point during the day. Hey, baby, how you doing? What you got on? Some little quick little whatever throughout the day that kind of gets her already thinking about what y'all gonna do at the end of the night, right? So that's something I picked up from her. You know, you got your game from a woman. That's what Pac said, right? So the phone calls, okay, something real quick, something we all know, the scented candles, okay? So let's say, well, why the scented candles? I wrote a couple of benefits of why you scent these candles and light these scented candles, okay? So not only do they change the appearance of the room and get the room looking sexy or whatever, which also what I learned is when you do that, when the lighting is set properly, your mind is able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand, and that goes both ways. So hey, that's a benefit of that candle. Also, if you did not know, the sense of smell is connected to our memories and our pathological receptors, excuse me, which in layman's terms breaks down to particular fragrances tend to promote positive emotions in everybody. So just the scent of the room and the atmosphere is enough to get you going, whether you know it or not. So a couple of quick things, a playlist. That's real easy, guys. You can get that playlist of your old, not H-Town, Knocking the Boots, or whatever it is to get your lady into it. Music is easy. One quick one last one is the bath, the bubble bath, the scented bubble bath, you know, with the petals in it. Your woman works hard, fellas. Wrapping it up, she works hard all day. She comes home, a quick way to set some ambiance, so we can get into it real quick. Prepare a bath for your lady, man. Get her in there, man. Massage her down when she's in there. Have it smelling nice and the mood is set and it's all lit. You guarantee, bro, to keep that relationship strong and going. So just some tips that, you know, old fella like myself have picked up throughout the years. So
Excuse me. I have a question.
Go ahead, bro.
Would you suggest going out and getting a big red jacuzzi?
Oh, that helps, bro.
And putting the petals in the jacuzzi, because I like what you said. The endorphins be released and stuff with the scents and all that good kind of stuff. I know big words too. Don't try to come on my show and play me. But that was some good love and sex talk.
Already. Just like
Don't X me.
I'm gonna use L Boog's term. The cesspool works.
The cesspool works.
The cesspool works, and that's your love and sex.
That's talk love and sex.
Witty that.
All right, so I took some notes down.
I did too. I did too. Around the house.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into a song, "Mercy" by Kobe Savage, and we'll be right back, guys.
Shout out Kobe.
Shouts out, baby.
What up, what up? It's your boy Jay-Z.
Yo, this is Ludacris, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Alicia Keys keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen.
Waiting for an answer, waiting like my brother for freedom about a slammer. All eyes on me like I'm Pac on the camera. I came off the block where they rock with them hammers, with them chops to turn you down. But the streets will plug you in. Have a cool church going, nigga, out there hugging sin. We were stuck and trying to win, hustling, bringing income in. Not knowing the system, laughing like they coming to the pen. Incarcerated souls sending prayers to the sky, hoping that God sees every tear they cry. I dodged prison, but I couldn't dodge karma. My choices kept me confined. Lord, cover me with your armor. Mercy is what I need. I'm planting seeds like a farmer. But this time around, it's loyalty and it's honor. Maybe if I'm forgiven and Jesus is in my corner, this troublesome life I see won't bother me any longer.
Every day I send a prayer up into the sky.
Every day,
waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ.
Waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
I'm smoking kush, reading scriptures from the book of John. If I'm wrong, please forgive me, I'm your fallen son. Misunderstood like a preacher who talks in tongues. You can't relate your feet, never had to walk the slums. I'm waiting for an answer to my prayers. I need peace like my next breath of air. My next breath ain't promised, but I ain't scared. Father, forgive me for sinning like I ain't care. I almost fell out, but I'm still balanced. It's up to me to make the most of each and every talent. Each and every challenge I accept it right. You never know how strong you are until you have to fight. These snakes strike, try and send you to the afterlife. I'm still learning, had to read a few chapters twice. Jesus Christ, have mercy on me every night. I am patiently waiting on your sound advice.
Every day I send a prayer up into the sky.
Every day,
waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ.
Waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
I'm dreaming of a life free from strife, free from fake friends and feds who might indict. Only positive vibes is in my sight. I'm only vibing with God, so when I write, my words bound to take listeners to a higher height. I'm thankful in the morning, thankful in the night. Whenever I'm performing, you can see the light. You can see the inspiration, this is more than hype. I'm the master of these ceremonies. My delivery been precise since the Lord, homie. I'm blessed to bless stages with the good news. I'm trying to split the Red Sea and make a mountain move. My faith stronger than it's ever been. Truthfully speaking, bro, I've never had a better friend. I tried doing this alone, but it's far from done. I need Jesus in my life, Lord, please respond.
Every day I send a prayer up into the sky.
Every day,
waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ.
Waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins. Every day I send a prayer up into the sky. Waiting for an answer. Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ.
Waiting for an answer. Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
They got a hey! Use the headband, baby. In the hood.
Oh!
Oh!
Don't get whooped by the 40-year-old, man. For man.
Not the dirt. Oh, hey! They done resorted to all.
He's.
Oh!
All right.
What up, what up? It's your boy Jay-Z.
Yo, this is Ludacris, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Alicia Keys, keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the VillaCoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go.
All right. So that clip that you saw
No.
was not like the clip you saw before that.
Not that. Fire the editor.
So I hope that you guys are paying very close attention so that you can come to the conclusion of who won this game. Last week, there was a one-on-one tournament against Blacc and super producer Cam King.
It's all.
I quit.
It was all in the wrist.
The editor hold me.
Blacc blames it on the editing of the video that we.
What? You was there. You synced it. You synced it.
Hey, my editor was the editor was my
Was
point
on your
guard,
side.
Was my point guard in high school.
There we
I
go.
think
See?
he did a good job.
See what I'm saying?
Good job, Mr. Editor. That was a great job.
They in cahoots against me.
Already.
All right, so we're gonna come with a couple of more highlights from last week's hilarious tournament.
Hilarious.
But we're gonna keep it rolling, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next discussion. It's gonna get heated.
Yeah, it is.
Blacc feels like he has something to call me out on, which call me out.
Hey.
But I ran across a video of on YouTube of Offset, and I also ran across it on Facebook where the fans were finally giving their opinions about this. Offset did an interview with a magazine this week, and they asked him several questions. But one of the questions that stood out to me was they asked him, what made you want to propose to Cardi B? It may not have been verbatim like that, but somewhat like that. And his response was, one, because she's not African American. Cardi B is Puerto Rican. To my knowledge, I thought that Puerto Ricans are considered blacks.
They are.
But hey,
Hey.
And I've ran across a couple of videos. I've been following Cardi B for a very, very, very long time, way before she even came on Love and Hip Hop. I used to watch Cardi B's videos. She was very funny on Instagram. And she refers to herself as a black girl. But yet her dude who proposes to her says that he proposed to her because she was not African American.
What the fuck?
I love that drop.
That is immediately how I felt when I heard that. I'm like, what the fuck? I listen to your shit. I'm an African American chick. How can I support someone who says that he didn't marry? Now, hey, you can love who you want to love. You can have your preference, but I strongly believe when you're on the platform like you're on, and when you have a fan base who's mainly African American women and African American men, this comment should have just been left off the table, period.
Already.
And from this point, let me put it out there because this is going to start an argument. I am not going to support Offset. If I can boycott the NFL, I can boycott Offset. Now, what you got to say? He likes to bring up old news and old shit.
You want to go first, Blacc?
Well, what I like to say is I love the way you took our production meeting. You know what you just did? You hit me with the Eminem and 8 Mile. You knew what I was going to say, so you went ahead and put it out there.
Damn.
Eminem
But
is hot right now, too.
yeah, whatever. You biased. Let that man... Let that man have his preference. If he married her because she wasn't black, or he didn't marry her, I'm sorry. If he proposed to her because she wasn't black, that's his preference. Like, let that man have his preference. Are you going to tell me that you're going to be mad at some Frank Ocean, for instance? You're going to be mad at him for proposing to some guy because he wasn't a girl? Like, what type of shit is that?
And you know,
what type of shit is that?
I knew you were going to come for me because I did make a comment on our very first episode. I bet you didn't know that was the first episode, right?
Yeah, it was
the
about...
first episode, we had a topic where we discussed about Bobby Valentino, who allegedly
was mashing on them transgenders.
Trannies. We don't know if he was gay. Right. And it has not been put out there, but it came out of Offset's mouth that he did not marry her because she was African American. Right. And as an African American woman, I cannot support him. Being transgender, being gay, sleeping with whoever you want to sleep with, that didn't affect me personally. What? But saying that you did not marry this girl because she was African American, that affects me personally because I'm an African American girl who spends money on Google Play to download your shit.
Don't make a
and
black
so
woman
don't you know,
bro.
hey.
No, but you got a African American significant other, so you said you ain't got to worry about what he doing. If he don't want to marry, if he don't want to marry a black woman, he ain't got to marry a black woman. It ain't nothing in the Constitution, in the Bible, in the world that tells me who I should marry versus color. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you right, but I'm letting you know
that nigga got his
Stephanie
preference.
Love has stated her claim, and
That's
I'm
fine.
not gonna support Offset.
Offset, you lost one fan,
gone,
I guess.
Let me hop in here real fast before we run out of time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you, Steph.
Thank you.
Even if that is your preference, you don't necessarily have to say it, especially if you want to keep your fans. It's just common sense.
How the hell you gonna come on the show and take the? I need another woman on the show.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion on it. But shouts out to James, who made a comment on the Love and Sex and said it's the scent of money that she likes, right? So I'm gonna apply that to this situation here. Okay. And the real reason why he proposed is she smells like money, and it ain't got nothing to do with her complexion. You know what I'm saying? She just happened to be a pretty Puerto Rican, but had they met when they met, and she was a pretty chocolate chick, you know, who was going in the same direction that she's ending up in, then same thing, same scenario. So it's scent of money is the
man,
culprit here.
Y'all tripping, like y'all, and see that's what's so messed up, because like people got to be politically correct all the time when they talk instead of speaking the real. Like if that's how he really freaking feels, like that's how he feels. Like how you gonna shun him because that's how he feels?
Because you said that you would not listen to Bobby Valentino. Weren't you on Jazz's bandwagon?
You
said you wouldn't listen to
Bobby
Valentino
anymore?
Y'all need to go back and look at the first show.
We gonna go back and
y'all gotta go look at that, because that ain't what I said.
With Bobby Valentino when he was with the boy group back in the day, so you know.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying, like, I didn't say that. Like his music is his music.
Right.
It didn't. When I said it, I didn't say I wouldn't listen to him. I was just saying that I like his music, and it sounds like he's talking about women to me. So he's talking about women to me. But I wasn't on James' side on that.
But you know the truth now. Who are you really talking about?
Okay, that's fine. I know.
We realize that a lot of those songs are written just for somebody to sing.
Yeah, yeah. But just like Frank Ocean, I still like his stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It's his preference. If he likes,
I get it.
If he likes sword fighting,
you have lost a fan. You've lost a lot of fans this week. Offset. So
you didn't lose me, bro.
Well, you probably don't even listen.
I know, not really. I listen to Migos. But
so we're gonna go ahead and jump into a commercial, and we also have another clip from the game.
Come right back, baby.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I've got a fashion insider for all my ladies who know the importance of accessorizing their attire. And even for my fellas out there balling on a budget but still want their woman looking lovely. Let's be real, even the costume gotta be cute and on point, right? Well, Paparazzi Accessories got you covered. With an assortment of durable, nickel and lead-free, aesthetically appealing to the eye, rings, necklaces, bracelets, and more. So go show Miss Lisa Turner some love and support. Check her out on Facebook at LTurner88, on Instagram at Lisa Turner, or hit up her website at paparazziaccessories.com.
What up, riders? This is your main man's Cal B. Easy.
And your boy, Big Marcus.
Man, we are hosts of the hottest, dopest sports show in the world. The Real Game, the game inside of the game.
Man, you can check us out live every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on VillaCoolerRadio.com.
And you can also download our podcast 24/8 on VillaCoolerRadio.com and Google Play.
Man, we out this bitch.
Man, it's love some.
Hey, what's good, yo? It's your man, Cam King. Hey, be sure you tune in and vibe out to the sexiest hour on internet radio. That's the Fabric Extent, which airs every day from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, around baby making hour from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, and then you know what? Right after that, you can turn up with your man, since I host the hippest playlist on the planet. That's the Hip Hop Timeline, every day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All exclusively on the VillaCoolerRadio.com. For fans of music, let's go.
happened? What
I
happened?
damn near dunked on the youngster.
Oh, you guys, where you going? Well, damn.
I fucking lost. I mean,
What happened though? What happened?
I got tired
What was your plan going in?
to win.
To win? I mean, you didn't have no plan though.
To win. Trying not to get tired and to win.
Do you want?
The guy asked me a lot of questions and I can't breathe.
Hold on. One more question.
Next question.
Is there a rematch?
Next question.
You sure?
How do you feel, sir?
Tired.
Okay.
What's the plan? You retired from basketball?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I could have whooped him.
Did he cheat?
He cheated, bro.
How did he cheat, man?
That nigga was fouling me.
Fouling you?
I put my pants down at one point. Y'all didn't catch that, though.
Oh, we didn't see that on camera?
Nah.
Oh, camera was off there, huh?
I had to put my pants up as the police riding by.
Okay.
Kids in the neighborhood.
Okay, you gonna file a protest?
Nah, I ain't gonna protest. I'm just gonna have to play him again.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna let you. Where your Gatorade?
I got some water in the car.
Okay.
I drank that.
All right.
I need some milk.
Milk.
And funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the BillACoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
All right, so we're back, and you had the commentary or the post-game interview with Mr. Put the Beers Down, Blacc, who was sweating profusely. I want to let you guys know, I'm ready to let you know what the score was. It was 10-5.
Uh-oh.
Cam King, super producer, had 10. One-eyed 40-year-old had 10. And Blizzy Blacc, Mr. Put the Beers Down, had 5.
Had a cardiac arrest down there.
Oh, shit.
But you know.
Man down. All right.
You know.
So let's go ahead.
Hey. Next question.
Moving on.
So we're going to go ahead and get into our next topic on the table. Black's in his little feelings.
I got big feelings.
So Meek Mills this week was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in state prison.
Uh-oh.
He violated probation, and the reason why he was violated, I want to break down. I broke down the timeline. Meek Mills has been in the system since 2018, since 2008.
I was about to say 2018.
Right. 2008, he was about 18 years old. That's when he first encountered being a part of the system as a black man, as a black boy. This Judge Brinkley, has always been his judge in every case from 2008 to 2017. Okay. This week, he was sentenced to 2 to 4 years for violating probation. Earlier part of this year, he was arrested for being involved in a fight at the St. Louis airport, and then another incident was driving recklessly on a motorcycle. He likes to drive those little four-wheeler bikes, so he was driving recklessly in a street after a concert or something he did. But I want to let you know that when he was arrested for those two things, the charges were dropped.
Okay. All right.
But yet, he still violated. The judge decided to violate his probation. This judge and Meek have somewhat of a history, but they have more of a personal history to me. Him and this judge grew up in Philly, and they also know mutual friends. In 2016-17, when Meek was originally put on probation, this judge gave him a propaganda. Would that be the right word? Propaganda. Okay. To remake a Boyz II Men song and give her a shout out.
A proposal?
Yeah, a proposal.
Gotcha.
There you go. Meek refused. He thought she was just playing. She told him, I'm not playing. He was like, no, he still refused. And she said, okay, suit yourself. So a lot of people are coming out like Jay-Z and T.I. and saying that this was unjust and unfairly handed to him, and that this judge has a vendetta against Meek Mills. Wow. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. Do you, knowing what you know and knowing everything that I kind of went down the line to tell you what is your feelings in this situation.
You got it, Cam.
Well, this is a difficult one because you're trying to, get in someone's head a little bit. But given given circumstances, it's in my opinion, if you keep on provoking the judge, no matter if she's been down with you or knows you personally, or y'all have some friends or whatnot, eventually she's gonna have to do a job as a judge and do the right thing, and which is what a judge is for. They're there to set out the guidelines of what doing the right thing is in these particular instances. And so I can't be upset at the judgment just because you can't sit your ass down somewhere and sit down when you're on probation.
Sit down.
You got the magnifying glass on you already as a celebrity, and then on top of it, you're on probation. So it's not much leeway or slack that you're gonna be given here.
And then you took
especially
the L
if you
to
keep
Drake.
on doing some dumb shit. So whether there's some type of vendetta or personal grudge going on, I think that's besides the case at a certain point, Steph. You just have to, as a judge, you'll be forced to do your job eventually.
I feel like he should have just did the damn song. Like, it didn't have to go platinum. It didn't have to, it could have been on the mixtape. Just do the damn song, bro. Like, just do it. I understand that you might want to hold your ground, probably getting in the way of people. It does for myself, you know what I'm saying? But just do the damn song.
And I agree with you getting speaking specifically on the song. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, like I said, eventually if you keep on doing stupid shit, she's going to have to do something to correct your behavior, as it is seen detrimental by everybody because you're out here doing it in front of everybody. So yeah, to kind of get the heat off your back, yeah, do the damn song. Why not?
And it's like, if you do the song,
right,
you are not under so much heat and so much scrutiny, right, especially in the law's point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did the song, okay, well, she's going to pardon this, or she's going to put you through this type of program versus...
How do we know that if he would have remade the song that she would have done that?
Because that was the proposal.
Oh, was it?
I wouldn't believe it.
That was the proposal.
Don't see how a judge considered. To me, that's bribing. To me, that's.
I mean, you're not supposed to lie in the court of law. You're not supposed to lie.
It's unethical in the court of law to sit up there and propose for someone to remake a song. And,
okay, I agree with you. Unethical, yes. Illegal, no.
And just to wrap up, yeah, I think it is unethical, but if you look at it in the aspect of no one knows that we're going to do this type of scenario, then do it. I mean, it's not like once the song is made, we know why you did it. So
he could have put it on Dreams and Nightmares 2 or 3
or whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up, and we're going to get into my favorite part: social media trolling.
Man, you ain't nothing but a social media stalker.
Are you surfing or are you trolling? Alright, so I'm your girl Stefani Love. I am the biggest troller on social media. Might be. I'm almost there. And so I was trolling this week. I was trolling. And there was one of my friends who said, "What the hell has happened to Sammy Sosa?" And I'm like, "Huh?
Sammy Sosa?
Really? Like what? What do you mean? Like that's all she had posted. She didn't post a picture of him. She didn't do anything." So I'm like, let me go find out what's going on with Sammy Sosa. So many of you know that Sammy Sosa was a world famous baseball player who was known for 609 career home runs in his career. He was a very good player. Since his retirement, though, Sammy Sosa has undergone some drastic changes. It was in 2009, supposed to have been started off as softening his skin. And we're going to put some pictures up in just a moment. He was supposed to be softening his skin, so he was putting cream on it. Well, he stated that he did not know that it was going to also bleach his skin, but it bleached his skin as well. Sosa said in an interview it was a cream that was supposed to soften the skin, but it actually whitened it. And he basically says he's not racist and he's living very happily. Do we have the pictures? I want to show y'all the pictures. So Sammy Sosa was probably almost as black as
Blacc.
Yeah,
he wasn't that dark.
I think
but
he's Puerto
now
Rican.
Sammy Sosa is as white as, I mean, he's pale.
Right.
He's pink.
Who name was you about to say?
I wasn't gonna say anybody. I was trying to like just. I was gonna say my shirt, but not that white. But he has. And to me, my first reaction was, okay, if you knew that the cream wasn't softening your skin, but it was actually bleaching your skin, you have continued to do it since 2009.
And shouldn't you have a lawsuit by now? Should you be suing the hell out of this company?
Exactly.
Man, he was on his Michael Jackson shit.
Is that what that was?
Do you guys think that this has something to do with like identity? Like he doesn't want to be black, he wants to be white?
Well, I think he's Puerto Rican, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So he's like
which is black.
Puerto Rican or Cuban?
We was talking, or Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, somewhere, in that general vicinity. But just speaking on the skin lightening in general, this is something that has been going on for a long time, especially over there in Africa. They are really bleaching their skin in Africa. And you speak on an identity issue. Yeah, it's an identity issue, a cultural identity issue that all of us, if you are of an ethnic persuasion, probably have or go through at some point. And that's just a societal, thing. Society, that's how it is. So, how you feel on it?
I don't want to talk about it. We can go to the next thing.
All right.
All right, so there y'all guys see Sammy Sosa before and after the I'm gonna say he bleached his skin, and I strongly at this point I believe that this is what you want and this is your preference.
No
so
doubt.
that was your social media trolling, and we are going to be right
Man, you ain't nothing but a social media stalker.
back. Are you surfing or are you trolling?
All right, y'all. So what we gonna do is roll into this song, All of My Sins. Let me say it correctly. And we'll be right back.
Kobe Savage.
What up, what up? It's your boy Jay-Z.
Yo, this is Ludacris, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Alicia Keys keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the VillaCoolerRadio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go. Beautiful music, man. Gotta give it to him. Give him your truth, bro. Yeah. Walk with me, youngin', I'm headed toward heaven. I come from the slums where they bust Mac 11s. Post up on blocks and sell dope to them peasants. Don't go to church cause they don't trust the reverend. Lost in the sauce, searching for leverage. Thirsty for something to keep us from stressing. My spirit was desperate, so very desperate. Begging for Jesus to show up and bless me. Bank account empty and so was my soul. Allow me to follow and go where you go. If I trust in your word and I stand on your truth, do you promise to show me what I'm here to do? I feel so forsaken, my circle is strong. Chasing my issues with liquor and blunt. You said come as you are, when that here I am. Broken to pieces and tumbling down. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. I know that I'm probably gonna mess up again. Salvation is promised to those who repent. When I had no one, it was you who stepped in. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. All of my sins. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. All of my sins. Ain't nothing promised in this life for real. It's crazy outside, every day blood is spilled. Hustlers hustling, powder and pills. The devil devours our power to build. Hours on hours I spent in the field. Blinded until who I am was revealed. A child in the army of he who was killed. He died for our sins, crucified on the hill. forgiveness is given to those who will ask. All of my sins that I've done in the past, he took them and told me my slate has been clean. No more looking back, savage, follow your dreams. You reap what you sow, I got seeds in the ground. Even my haters believe in me now. I need you to know I was lost, now I'm found. He broke every chain that was keeping me bound. My Father forgave me for all of my sins. I know that you know I'm gonna mess up again. Salvation is promised to those who repent. When I had no one, it was him who stepped in. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. All of my sins. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. All of my sins. Father, forgive me for all of my sins. All of my sins. Father, forgive me. Father, forgive me. All of my sins. All of my sins.
Dear gracious and heavenly.
Good game, Mr. Black.
Man, what sportsmanship right here, man? This is what you call sportsmanship, man. This is crazy.
Yay. Whole club, baby.
Man, what was your strategy? Because Blacc didn't have one.
Well, big markers. I just went in with the mindset that I wasn't gonna lose.
You wasn't gonna lose. Wasn't gonna lose.
I had to represent the Oak Cliff.
Okay.
All 40-year-olds.
Okay.
And David W. Carter High School.
The headband seemed like it didn't help with the sweat.
No, but it kept the eyes out. It kept the water out of my eyes. So
Okay. Your jump shot was crisp.
Yeah, my jump shot was there.
Yeah, it came through in the end.
Yeah, when I got a little tired, you can always
count on the jump.
Range.
Mr. Fundamental. Mr. Fundamental. Man, we appreciate we appreciate the interview, man. Will there be a rematch? He said you kind of cheated, but you found him a lot.
Well, I come from the 80s. Bad boy, hardball.
Okay.
You don't come in here in the paint with that bullshit.
Okay.
We send all that back. We got 6 of them. We're going to use all of them.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. We appreciate the interview, man.
Keys keeping it funky.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Yo, this is Sam Prue. You listen to the BLOC Radio.com.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
What up? This is Blacc on the block. We got a caller. Caller, what's up? What's your name?
What's up? My name's Chris.
What's going on, Chris?
Chris. What's up, Chris? I know Chris.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Hey, first time tuning in. You guys got a good show.
Hey,
appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, bro.
I wanted to respond to the Meek Mills.
Okay.
You know, I think the justice system it's pretty messed up and it's skewed. And you know, he was being dumb and he revoked his probation. And don't you think that with the Brock Turner getting 6 months for a premeditated rape charge he gets that, and then Meek Mills is just being dumb. You know, he's not harming anyone. You know, I mean, he may be a little, out there and everything, and testing the justice system. But wouldn't you think that, there has to be something doing with race there?
Yeah.
Absolutely, Chris. Chris, let everybody know where you're calling from. I know where you're calling from, but let everybody know where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Already, Chris. Shout out H-Town. Chris, I appreciate you calling. Yes, the justice system is definitely skewed.
And I agree. I strongly agree with you. That was the point I was trying to make. I think that this has to do with race because you have people who have committed horrible crimes, like we just talked about, drunk driving and killing, intoxication, manslaughter. But yet they're getting probation. But yet Meek Mills, charges drop, but yet he has to spend 2 to 4 years in jail. So,
hey, Chris, you still there?
Yeah,
Chris,
I'm still here.
So, how do you feel about affluenza Like, when did you first hear about this? Let me know.
About what?
Affluenza.
Affluenza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the person is too privileged that they don't know what they're doing is wrong.
Fine. Like that rich kid up in Dallas. Wasn't he up in Dallas that he killed a bunch of people drunk driving, and then his lawyer was saying it was because he lived a privileged life?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know,
and I totally, I'm with you,
crime.
Chris. I totally agree with you 100%. And unfortunately, that is our justice system, man. It is. It is biased, to say the least. That's why we had the district attorney, the last district attorney, when he was overturning the cases of the African Americans here in the jail. And, a lot of people didn't like that because he was actually doing what the justice system does for Caucasians, basically. And he was basically using the system to help brothers and people of color. So, yeah, that's the law.
You also got to put in perspective the background of these judges and these DAs.
Right.
They're white, privileged.
Right.
Growing up in upper class.
Right.
And they have this unrightful bias against
Indeed.
minorities or even classes too. If you're in middle or lower class, and so they tend to put harsher judgment on them compared to some of their own. And
But Chris, you know what's funny? It's funny because you sound like a white guy, Chris. Are you a white guy, Chris?
Yes, I'm a white guy. Yes, sir.
I know you are. But, hey, look, I appreciate the call. I appreciate you tuning in.
Chris.
We got to move on, Chris. But appreciate the call. Tune in more often, all right?
And call back anytime you like, Chris.
Definitely.
I'll let you later, man. So now, the streets are talking. Let's go, intern producer.
The streets are talking.
So, one of our listeners posted a status the other day, and I had to bring it on the streets talking, and he said he feels like felons should not be put on child support.
Wow.
What like he said felons should not be put on child support, and to an extent I agree, but also to an extent I disagree. So let me know what y'all think real quick.
What was the reasoning behind that? What's the logic?
Well, the logic behind it is, if you're a felon, it's pretty hard for you to get a job, especially a good paying job. You're usually felons get jobs like here and there, or they're in the back of a restaurant or something like that, whereas you're not making a lot of money.
Correct.
And you're trying to provide, but at the end of the day, your paycheck amounts to nothing because you have to pay that child support.
Result of slave labor.
Basically. Like it's pennies on the dollar, basically, when it comes down to felons and working. And I know there's other jobs out there that felons can do, but those are very far and few in between that is kind of not logical for them to be on, well, I can't say not logical for them to be on child support, but it's not logical for them to have a job and be able to live and pay child support. Like that's when you have to like try to go into the system, get on some Section 8, get on some food stamps, get on something. But then at the same time, if you're making too much money, because they don't care when you're on Section 8 and when you're on welfare and stuff, they don't care about how much you're spending on child support. They care about your net pay.
But isn't the amount of child support that you would pay based on how much you are making?
20% of what you make.
So if he only is making $500 a month, you only gonna get whatever that equates to be, right?
Not necessarily.
But then, okay, so as a mother, I'm gonna step in as a mother. Come from a mother's point of view.
Come on, Mom.
Motherfucker, you knew you had kids before you start committing all these goddamn felonies.
What if he was a felon before he had
Well, then you should pull out game. Should have been strong.
Oh.
But why the kids have to pay the consequences of you being a felon? And who is statistics? I'm sure statistics can say that majority of these felons are probably in jail or not taking care of their kids. Like, that would be the easy way out. And I'm sorry, that would be the dumbest rule that they could ever come up with, because if you're going to not put felons on child support, what is going to be the solution? How are you going to hold these fathers accountable to take care of their kids? How do we know that they're going to take care of their kids? Most of the time when fathers are put on child support, not all the time, but most of the time, it's because they need to be on child support because they're not stepping up to the plate. So why should the system trust these people to do what they're supposed to do without child support being in the picture? Like, I think that that's the easy way out.
I understand what you're saying.
That's something that a felon would want to say. If you're going to go out there and commit felonies and stuff, then hey, tough shit.
Man, look, some people just get caught up in some shit. But from the perspective,
Dr. Pepper hires felons, FedEx hires felons, the city of Dallas hires felons. So miss me with the bullshit. It's 2018.
The city of Dallas hires felons.
Yeah, they do.
To like clean up the road and shit.
I don't give a damn, but
whatever.
You're doing something.
The streets have talked. Y'all heard our opinions.
Yeah. Listen.
The streets are talking.
Exactly. Alright, so we're at the Hustler of the Week.
She didn't know the mic was on.
Some days I struggle.
Every day I hustle. The BLOC's Hustler of the Week.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Alright, so our Hustler of the Week is nominated by Blizzity Blacc.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Is Ladarius Wiggins.
She did some research.
He is a photographer / editor, video editor. From what I've seen in my trolling, the guy is good. I actually want him to do a photo shoot for Stefani Love. So I'm going to be contacting him. But he is the owner and founder of The Gate, GATE. GATE stands for Greatness Achieved Through Experience. You can find him on IG, the 22 Gate, Facebook, the 22 Gate, and his email is the22gate@gmail.com.
That's easy.
And I had his phone number, but it was wrong. So, but yes, he's a great photographer. He actually has done a lot of shoots for colleges, especially Prairie View A&M. So he does a lot of video editing. So guys, if you need any pictures taken, any photo shoots done, any video editing,
or rap videos,
or rap videos,
or any type of videos,
yes, he's definitely someone that you can go to. It looks like he has a good review base. From what I've seen, he has some people that have used his work and are very pleased with it. And that was your Hustler of the Week, Ladarius Wiggins.
That's my boy.
We acknowledge you. We see you. We definitely give you a shout out from the block. Continue to hustle and continue to be great.
Hustling.
Some days I'm humble.
Some days I struggle.
Every day I hustle. The BLOC's Hustler of the Week.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
All right, so we are going to get into our last topic on the table. We are going to talk about the voters approving to dissolve the Dallas County School Bus Agency. This was a very interesting topic to me, and I definitely think that we should bring you guys to awareness of why it's important to vote. As y'all know, elections were this week. You were able to go out and vote for, I believe it was our small city things that we were voting for. And I didn't hear a lot of talk on Facebook or anything like that about people going out and voting like they did when Trump and all that. I just think, now I'm coming to believe that if it's not talked about, we're not going to do it. But the voters approved dissolving the Dallas County School Bus Agency. And this week they voted on it, and there will no longer be Dallas County School Bus Agency. Wow. There are 8 Dallas County school districts who are working to figure out how they will provide bus services for their students after voters gave the axe to unusual government agency known as the Dallas County Schools. Approximately 58% of voters wanted to get rid of the bus agency after it came under fire for getting kids to school late and questionable business deals. After 100 years, Big Marcus, you asked about how long was the school bus, the yellow school buses is what I'm talking about, has been around. And it's been around for about 100 years, getting kids in Dallas County specifically to and from school. We will no longer have that. Next year, you may see the yellow school buses, but they won't be funded by the Dallas County School Bus Agency. Okay. And so I'm led to believe that they will eventually sell these buses, so we won't be seeing the yellow school buses that we see every day driving back and forth down the streets. We won't be seeing that anymore. It stems from a bad business deal where they lost about $50 million because they wanted to put cameras on those school buses to stop people like me who who accidentally, and I got real good about that in the last 2 years, but I had to get used to it. But it was a bad business deal because, one, it was sending tickets to people who were not really running it. It was a lot of glitches in it or whatnot. So now this is where we're at. And now we're faced with every school district who used the Dallas County School Bus Agencies are faced with needing to find out another way to get thousands of kids to and from school every day, guys. And majority of those kids who, like my kids, they don't understand why they don't get to ride the school bus or even walk to school. And I have to explain to them because you're a little bit more fortunate than the people who have to ride the school buses and, either walk to school because you have a mom and a dad who has the ability to take you to and from school. Now, the ones who have to ride the buses to and from school or walk, it's because either their parents have difficult work hours or they don't have the transportation or whatnot. So my questions that I wanted to propose to the guys on the panel today is, are the kids going to suffer because of a bad business deal? And do you think that this will affect things like dropout rates, truancy, and things like that? What's your opinions, guys?
I was watching it a little bit, and it sucks because it really was over a bad business deal and losing some money. But I don't think that the kids will suffer. At first, I was like, man, that's messed up. Like, how these kids gonna get to school? It's basically like the justice system. It's setting you up to fail. You know what I'm saying? But when I listened a little bit more, it was like these schools and these counties are gonna have to provide buses for their kids. There's still gonna be buses. The counties and the school districts are gonna have to provide them, which, I mean, I know Lancaster for sure already has their own buses, so it probably won't affect them. But you're talking about when you go into the South Dallas schools or the
Dallas County is one of the biggest school districts.
Right, but they'll still have buses, and I'm pretty sure they'll still be yellow, and I'm pretty sure it's just now at this point the school bus agency is just what's going to be shut down, but buses will be available. So I'm going to remain optimistic about it. It seems like it'll work out. I hate that they did that, and really it's like you said, it's only over a bad business deal. But I don't think they would allow that many students to not have transportation to and from work because their parents might not even have transportation to and from work. I said work when I'm at school, and then the parents were. You know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I totally agree, Blacc. I'm kind of on the fence about the topic, I guess. Excuse me.
Ain't no excuse for you.
Yeah, right. I was one of the people who got one of those tickets as well. And my thing, it was totally innocent. All right, right. I know everybody was, what are you in here for? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. You
Right.
never did nothing, right? But in this instance, I wasn't even paying attention to like the school bus. I knew we were like in a school zone, so we were both. I was like behind the car, and we were both creeping. And it just so happened we creeped up on a bus with the things, and he kept on going, so I kept on going, right? And I wasn't even thinking about this camera thing, and I would have stopped, but the car in front of me kept on going, so I wasn't paying attention like that. So anyway, I had to pay the ticket, but
I didn't even know it was a thing, really.
Right. And I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. Until it came in the mail.
Well, and then y'all go back to saying that, you know, I'm gonna remain optimistic, but I just hope that it really does work itself out because I mean, they barely have the money to fix up schools like SOC and all these schools, Madison. They barely have the money to fix up those schools that need to be fixed up because kids are sitting in mold, the air conditioners are not working, and yes, the taxpayers are still going to have to pay. They're still going to continue to see a penny tax when it comes to this school bus agency, although it has been dissolved, because now that tax that they're paying, that each person is paying, they are paying the debt that is owed to the agency. So we'll see. We're gonna remain optimistic. And we're just gonna
what's the real reason they don't have the money? And we're not gonna answer that right now. We're not gonna answer that right now.
Who said we ain't gonna answer?
I did.
Thought of the week. Let's get into thought of the week. I gotta cut them on.
Hey.
You got the thought?
Mm-hmm. I was gonna be petty, but I didn't want nobody to
already. Don't be petty. Don't be petty. Don't be petty.
All right. So, I don't get the drop.
I wanted you to be petty. I was
so
looking forward to it.
A thought of the week, and let me see. I had to change it up. Okay, so I'm gonna take it to church, guys. You never go wrong with taking it to church, right? So we're gonna end this lovely Saturday. I hope that everyone goes out. I hope that you've enjoyed this 2 hours. Thank you for tuning in. But I'm gonna leave it off with, if God worked according to my time frame and demands, He would be my employee, not my Emmanuel. God keeps His own perfect time. And I had to share that with my kids because they've been praying for gum. I got them some gum.
Oh, tell that story. Please tell that story.
So that was your thought of the week.
Oh, really? We don't have it.
Okay, so there was this week.
Yes.
My kids love gum, especially my 5-year-old son. He is gum. You can win him over with a piece of gum. And I normally have gum in my purse, but this particular day I had ran out of the gum. I still had like the package, but the gum was gone. So all throughout those hours that I picked them up from school, they were, "Mommy, we need some gum. You know, where's the gum?" I'm like, "I don't have any." But I happened, when I was going through my purse and cleaning it out that night, I stumbled across a piece of gum, but I didn't give it to them because it was only one, and I have 2 kids. So I just thought,
she could have split it in 3.
I put the gum in my mouth, and I began to chomp on it and chew on it like a cow. And my 5-year-old noticed that I was chewing on gum, and he asked me, "Where did I get the gum from? I thought you said you didn't have no gum." And I said, "Jesus gave it to me."
Oh.
And so my kids began to pray for gum, and they did it for like 20 minutes. Matter of fact, when we were in the donut store, my daughter said, "Oh, Mommy, look, God answered our prayers. There's some gum." So now my kids have 5 pieces of gum. Thank you, Jesus, for coming through.
Well,
he may not come when you want him, guys,
but it's
he's
always
on
time.
be right on time.
But were they like on their knees with their hands up praying?
Brayden was like, "Jesus, I need some gum.
Jesus, can I get some gum, please?"
All right, so we are done. Thank you guys for tuning in this week for episode 11. We'll be back next week for episode 10. Shout out to our winner of the...
Whoa.
I'm sorry, episode 12. Shout out.
What are you doing? What is you doing,
Shouts
baby?
out to
our winner It's all in the wrist. Cam King for winning the tournament last week.
And I appreciate y'all for letting me sit in with y'all today.
10 points. But we want to give a big shout out to the loser.
I couldn't do it without you, Blizzity Blacc. I couldn't do it without you, bro.
And Blizzity Blacc has put up another challenge that in a couple of weeks he's going to go again.
Oh, yeah, we going again.
That. We are the Block. Stay tuned every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be back next week. And we're out. Class is dismissed.
Yay.
You've been listening to The Block. If you miss any part of the show, you can catch us every weekday, or you can download the podcast on VillaCoolerRadio.com. School is over, and we out.
Hey everyone, I've got a fashion insider for all my ladies who know the importance of accessorizing their attire. And even for my fellas out there balling on a budget but still want their woman looking lovely. Let's be real, even the costume gotta be cute and on point, right? Well, Paparazzi Accessories got you covered. With an assortment of durable, nickel and lead-free, aesthetically appealing to the eye, rings, necklaces, bracelets, and more. So go show Miss Lisa Turner some love and support. Check her out on Facebook at LTurner88, on Instagram at Lisa Turner, or hit up her website at paparazziaccessories.com.
What up, riders? This is your main man's Cal B. Easy.
And your boy, Big Marcus.
Man, we are hosts of the hottest, dopest sports show in the world. The real game, the game inside of the game.
Man, you can check us out live every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. on VillaCoolerRadio.com.
And you can also download our podcast 24/8 on VillaCoolerRadio.com and Google Play.
Man, we out this bitch.
Man, it's love some.
Hey, what's good, yo? It's your man, Cam King. Hey, be sure you tune in and vibe out to the sexiest hour on internet radio. That's the Fabric Extent, which airs every day from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, around baby making hour from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, and then you know what? Right after that, you can turn up with your man, since I host the hippest playlist on the planet. That's the Hip Hop Timeline, every day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All exclusively on the VillaCoolerRadio.com. For fans of music, let's go.